question how the truth can
Salve, e aí
sometimes
pessoal,
seem
como vocês estão? Tudo
might
de buena? Tudo
malleable,
tranquilo?
depending upon your
Também
point of
fui pra
view.
continuar nossa
Like how
aventura
those
no
dime
Velho Oeste
novels
do
make you out to be
nosso
something
cowboy
you're
fora da
not.
lei, o Silas.
Jack, don't be starting
Engraçado,
trouble.
né? Pro cowboy, Silas.
No,
Mas
he's
é o nome
right.
dele.
They do
Vamos
tend to
continuar aqui. No último
exaggerate.
episódio a gente enfrentou
Did
o
they
chefe Apache,
exaggerate
né?
your part in taking down the
Enfrentou entre
Daltons?
aspas, né? Que ele fugiu.
Well, I
Vamos ver
was
qual
there
que é
in
o
the
de
flesh,
hoje.
boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
Dalton Brothers, episódio 6.
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right.
I did my best, sir. We all did.
Bom, bom, bom.
It was
Opa,
early
já comecei
morning.
aqui.
One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob two banks at the same time. Two banks on the same damn street.
A pistolinha ligeira, hein? Então,
Story
E a
was
abóbora?
Bob Dalton's girl was always
é
writing
amigo, cara.
about
Foi
how
mal,
he
pai.
had no ambition. Oh, you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeeville just to shut her up.
Right. It's always the woman's fault.
Tá, é muito boa.
Well, the locals recognized the Daltons
Ah, é um
right
assalto ao
off.
banco hoje, mano.
Before they could get
Fala
away,
já, mano.
half the town took up arms to defend their property. Their first mistake was pulling a job in their own damn hometown. The boys grew up in Coffeeville, so everybody knew them.
Bela hora pra acabar a munição, mano. Opa. Tiro rápido. Tô vendo se não tem nada. Essas arminhas aqui é o bicho, mano. É elas o nome delas?
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon. A
Voltou
posse
tudo.
of U.S. deputy marshals were
Essa
on a
arma acho que
rooftop
não-
across the street.
Ô filho da mãe.
They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months, and now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a
Posso
lawbreaker.
descer ou tem que ficar aqui?
This man had no intention of letting the Daltons slip away. They met an adversary that day who had no fear and offered them no quarter. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender. This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns.
Ô tiozão, mano. Cara. Cadê?
He went in there alone to confront those criminals.
Oi! Padeci. Eu não vi a escada, velho. Só mostrou depois que eu caí, velho. Olha lá, ó. Ah, mano, de novo. Burrão parte 2, velho. Cadê a escada, velho? Sumiu. A escada tava aqui, ó. Ah, vou cair de
Those
novo.
boys had a reputation as stone cold killers,
Calma aí.
so the marshals took every precaution, knowing they wouldn't go easy.
Ah, é. subiu, ó. Ó. Cadê esse cara que não tá aqui pra eu descer? Não tá aqui, ó.
He went in there alone to confront those criminals.
Ah, o bagulho é tipo como fosse uma historinha mesmo
One of the
contada,
marshals
mano.
shouted,
Daí
"Where are
apareceu
you
uma
going?
escada, aí a
Are you
escada aparece,
crazy?"
tá ligado?
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? Never mind.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank.
Ah, o fundo dos bancos, do banco. Não tem nada aqui.
Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting.
Subir ali.
From above. Fortunately, a water tower was right there. A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did.
Ah, é pra me subir. Carregou todas as armas. Carrega essa aí também, cara.
It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
Eita, esse cara explodiu o banco. É parceiro? É parceiro. Por onde eu desço? Ah, aqui, ó. Aí. Tem uma 12 agora, hein? Tô sem bomba. Oxi! Pulei no sofá, cara. Macio.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
Que garda, não. Essa arma aqui é muito boa, mano.
Is that Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch! Show yourself, coward! This man cannot wait!
Nossa, mano. No Cébero.
You're a goner!
Tiro perfurante. Cadê os outros vagabundos? Opa, segredo. Calma aí que eu ganhei um pouco de habilidade. Fúria gelada. Causa mais dano durante a concentração. Basta se concentrar. Tá.
Over there!
Oh! Matrix. Vou apertar Y, não apertei errado.
That's Silas Greaves! What the hell?
Blam! Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
Coisa do diabo. Eita, arma nova, hein? Aí sim, só o nome já bota medo no cabra. Vou ter que... Tá carregado minha arma? Carrega, cara. Forte, hein?
His name was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man
É o
standing.
Silas, cara.
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
Mentiroso. Caraca, outra história.
It was early evening, not
Outra
high
versão,
noon.
mano. Caralho.
Daltons blew up a safe, and were all set to hightail it out of there. I was late to the party, and Coffeeville was already up in arms. Those pathetic
Os amigos
deputies
dele
surrounding
morreu,
the
mano.
bank were dropping like flies.
Banco Federal. Serve todos o amante, o líder ou o perdedor. São
I
três.
had been
velho.
tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless. Finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeeville. You gonna need a camera.
Vou derrotar o cara do escudo, velho. Tem granada? Tem.
Now you're in trouble. Those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. To top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons. They were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons. Which wasn't any surprise, because those two families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeeville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
I'm gonna kill you. Come out, you yellow bastard!
Foi todos? Oh, ah, barril. Então entra aqui. Não, tá, peraí. Não? Ué? Ah, tá. Agora é só subir, né? Opa! Essa casa parece que é do começo do Billy the Kid, mano. Ah, eles subiram a montanha, velho.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up.
Cadê isso?
Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the
Sabia, mano,
drawer,
pra derrubar os
but
troncos
they
ali, ó.
always stood together. They set a trap to slow me
Deus.
down and allow at
Ai.
least 2 of them to escape. The
Ai,
third brother stayed behind
caraca.
to plan
Paguei pra ver.
just in case
Fiquei
that
ali
trap
e
of theirs
morri.
didn't work.
Pensei que não ia me acertar, mano. Opa, 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 opa. Ui, e agora? Ai, cacilda. Ui! tem dois. Oi, que outro. Caraca, mano. Trocou um grosso na minha cara. Ih, duelo, hein?
It was him,
Boss.
the
Eita.
youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
Se esconde.
I ain't afraid of you,
É mete down.
Reeves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers.
O cara é bravo, hein?
I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
Nossa. Só piquei a cara dele, mano. Ô, vagabundo. Ô, cara, sai pra lá, mano.
Gonna send you to the bone orchard.
Matei um.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
Ué,
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him?
os outros morreu?
I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Tem algum ponto de habilidade? Não. Vou aproveitar para ver o que esses outros atributos faz aqui. Ok, rápido no gatilho. Primeiro mais rápido, tá. Vamos ver, né? Da hora, da hora. Esse aqui faz o que, esse último? Melhora a capeta de marfim. O cabo mais curto, estrutura mais leve, tá. Beleza. Então beleza, pessoal, vou finalizar o vídeo por aqui, aproveitar que a gente matou o último pistoleiro aí e deixar pra continuar no próximo vídeo nossa série do Cowboy Silas do Velho Oeste. Beleza? Espero que estejam gostando. É nóis, até o próximo vídeo. Falou, tamo junto.